everybody. This is Jill Tiny with Erkan Ali. We are back again on the podcast Journey of Possibility, and it's a very special session today because we are announcing the introduction of Engage. What the hell is Engage?
What the hell is Engage? Well, before we get into that, it's been 2 months since we've been in front of the camera because of our summer break.
What have you been up to?
I've been, well, just so you know, I've been away, hence the tan. It's been. You know, we all know this as individuals and as coaches. You need time away from your projects, and you need time away from things to get distance and clarity.
Yeah.
So I went on this long holiday, and I came back. I was more angry than when I left. So I'm working through that.
The message is don't go on such a long holiday. Just keep it to 2 weeks like normal people.
Yeah, no, that was great. Tyler said to me, Dad, can't we just live there in Cyprus now? And I said, but we had to get up to go to school the other day. And she goes, why do I have to get up so early? We didn't have to do that. I said, but that's called a holiday. So you don't have to get up. I said, if we went to live there, it wouldn't be like that. She goes, yes, but we'd have the sun, wouldn't we, Dad? It wouldn't be cold like it is here. So we've had all that. So anyway, so after our long breaks or short breaks or no breaks over the summer period, no matter what your experience was, it was still a great summer in England for sure, wasn't it? It was wonderful weather. So,
best one. And it's still gorgeous. The sun's shining, blue sky.
It was 26 the other day.
End of September.
End of September. So today is a very special JOP because it's just Jill and myself. But we want to talk to you about Engage and our plans for building a consultancy. So I'm going to let Jill ask away and I'll answer all the questions. Yes, over to you.
Okay.
Yes.
So, obviously I know all the background behind it, but there will be a lot of people that are watching that have a, what the hell, what's going on, BeCollaboration as a community. Where did it all start? Where was the birth of Engage?
Well, Engage as a concept, i.e. Attracting, nurturing, developing talent and then pointing it at different business opportunities and different organisations to help them develop their people, develop their offerings and make the most of their assets and what they've got was there before the name BeCollaboration was there. Because
that was the idea.
Yeah, that's what I was actually working like that with business owners in a kind of collaborative, integrated way prior, but doing it on a very kind of, piecemeal stroke, a very sort of small independent coach level. And I was doing something that I've not really seen anybody else at that time or since do, really. I mean, we all make referrals. So say as a coach or as a business owner, you're working with a client and they say, oh, you know what, my accountant, And you go, oh, you should try Dave. Dave's really great. And you give them Dave's number and then they may or may not get on with Dave or they may not work with Dave, but you've made a referral. And I think that is pretty much the basis for business referral networking across the globe. Yeah. You know, I know someone, he's a good guy, he could help you. Here's his card. Yeah. And that's great. Most of us get our jobs like that, meet our wives like that, make our friendships like that through referrals and chance meetings. What I was doing with prior to BeCollaboration with clients is actually going out looking for talent. And I kind of had this view that I had an eye for talent, but it wasn't that I had an eye for talent, it's I had an eye to find the talent. It wasn't like I could find the best people, but if you keep looking for what people are great at, and you've got shared,
goes to the top.
Yeah, like you've got shared values and you like them, they like you, and you can see they're really good at what they do and they're passionate, then I would bring them in to work with my clients through me in a way that they were briefed and they were brought in under my umbrella as opposed to just referred. Yeah. Right? So that's a different dynamic, and to the extent that I would actually brief those people, I'd ask them for what I want, and I was kind of had a foot in the business and a foot working with the specialist that I bring in. And when that works, it works amazingly well. Obviously, with human relationships and skill levels of different types, there's sometimes it can be a bit clunky to get right. What I found was overall I was getting it right with most clients. Okay. They liked the people I brought. The people I brought delivered really great work, and on the whole, we achieved more than we would have done if it was just a referral.
So that birthed the concept of BeCollaboration and the community. So why Engage now? I mean, we've been doing BeCollaboration for almost 5 years now. I don't know, maybe longer. I'm getting confused.
About 4.5.
Yeah. So why Engage now?
I don't think we could have envisaged how long and how hard it would be to build a community. And I think that was, well, you say how long have I, but the first 2 years we had one meeting a month for 2 years.
Yeah.
So the momentum takes time to build.
I think the difference is it doesn't take long to get a bunch of people in the room.
No, that's actually quite easy.
But to get people that are gelled and as a community and working together and sharing the same culture, that's what takes the time.
That really is. That really is the I suppose what we've got within BeCollaboration is a community of specialists who are aligned in terms of culture, values, respect, work ethic. Now obviously not everyone's the same, but we've got a general alignment, and people are within the community working to improve their game, are testing new ideas, challenging each other. So there's that kind of culture of shared values and shared aims and objectives to be the best me that I can be. Now, the theory was at the beginning, you put a lot of great people in a room, you can create magic. The thing is, it takes something to get people to their greatness, to get them to see their value, to get them to see, I'm going to talk about sweet spot in a sec, or ikigai may be a principle that people have heard of, which is a Japanese principle of reason for being. So imagine I send you an accountant, instead of Dave, who's quite a nice guy, and he's pretty good at doing accounts, there's nothing wrong with accounts, but on the whole, how good are they? You don't know if you have a problem on the whole. But we've got Dave, he's quite a good accountant, but imagine we've worked with Dave for 18 months, and he's really worked out his passion, what he loves, what he's really passionate about in his career, that he's really good at it, because you may love something, but you're not that great at it. 3, that there is actually a demand for that. You know, that people want that offering, and then 4th, that it has value. You know, actually that it can be billed for, because then it makes it commercially viable. So Ikigai kind of pulls in those 4 circles, and what it says is actually if you've got a balance of that, you know, a rounded balance, you know, of that level of those 4 circles, in the middle you've got what's called a sweet spot. And it was kind of what I was looking for when I was first wanting to bring people in to work with my clients. Is did they care about it? Are they good at it? Will clients value it? Are they credible? And can they deliver what they say they can deliver? And you can't work that out because someone gives you a card and says, I do end of year accounts, I do PAYE, because on that level, every account is pretty much the same. So it's differentiating the accountants, for example, that all accountants are created equal and they have different sweet spots. So imagine putting someone in their sweet spot to work with a client that needs that exact requirement. That client gets a lot more value for their money. The person delivering the work is doing something they really care about and really good at, and it accelerates everything. So you get a lot more bang for buck, a lot more return for your time, effort, and you know, it does take time and effort. So essentially, it's a value proposition that's really hard to match. In my opinion, it's really hard to match.
Because we've kind of had a little look around out there, haven't we? And there doesn't seem to be. There is an awful lot of effort in the last 4 years in order to get people into understanding what their sweet spot is and sharing it and being empowered by it. And therefore we've got this wonderful talent base that we can cherry pick from in order to fulfil. So who would you say Engage is aimed at? Who are the sort of clients that would come to Engage and go, right, I need your services?
Well, let's look at businesses. I'd say businesses that are up to something. You know, I think businesses that want to take their people and their offering and take it to another level, and they've got pains, they've got limits. So, and we all have. And you can't always see your limit. You may know what your frustrations are, but you may not know what is the next thing through to the next level. But what's frustrating for business owners, they'll have a view of what they think are the issues, and for example, going back to the accountant, if I send an accountant to look at a business, he's going to look at it through the lens of an accountant. And he'll say, look,
the numbers.
He's going to say, well, you know, not just looking at the numbers, but he'll probably go, well, your accountant's not doing this for you, they're not doing that, I could do this and this, and he'll give you that, and it'll help you develop your business better, and the accountant would say all that. And that's what he should say. But if I sent a web designer, what would he say? He'd look at the website and go, well, hold on a minute, your web guy's not doing this, you haven't got that, you know, you're missing a video, you know, there's all these things your website hasn't got, but I can improve all that.
It's just the same scenario when somebody's building your house and the plumber goes in and says, oh, what plaster did this work?
The plumber looking at the plastering. And we all have opinions as well outside our. But the idea is when a business owner calls someone to come into their business, they've already got an idea of what the issue is, and they're calling someone that's going to talk to them about from that perspective. So it's kind of very narrow, yeah. And I found it wasn't very joined up. So what we're doing with Engage is when we look at a business, we want to start finding out more about the business, the owner, the culture, the values, how they see that they're differentiating. So for example, you may go, well, that's a bit complicated. Just solve my problem. That's what we want to do. Is solve the problem in a holistic way. So if you've got, I don't know, a challenge in your business retaining staff, and you're kind of, well, I can't find the right people. I get them on, I train them, and then they disappear. I would be really recommending that business starts looking at its leadership skills, its communication skills, how they onboard people, the culture and the values. So, because on the whole, people are going to pay around the same money, because there's a market value for people to come and work, and different professions or different jobs have certain value. So why do people stay with you? They probably stay with you because they feel like they belong, they feel they're part of something, they feel like they can make a difference, they feel like that their unique skills are being acknowledged. Now if that's not happening, people may go, oh, I'm going. And they will leave and go and not earn any more money somewhere else, but they will leave because they're looking for something.
Drop in salary.
People have taken a drop in salary. Or you've got those people that are constantly transient, trying to make their job more interesting because they've earned more money, but at the end of the day they still don't have any more satisfaction, not working any better as such. So in a way, the ideal client that we're looking for are business owners who really care about their business and want to take their business to its next stage.
I would assert as well, it's also for businesses that are feeling the pain and don't necessarily want to take it to the next level. They just want to make their life easier. Maybe their life has become too stressful. Maybe they find they're running out of time and not living a life they would like to be living because they saw themselves being a business owner and going, oh, I'm going to be on the golf course every Friday afternoon. And it's not happening. And they're like, I don't want to be a big guy. I don't want to be the next Apple or whatever I don't look at that level where I don't need to go to the next level. I just want to make my life easier.
Yes, absolutely, but the business has to go to its next level to give you that freedom. So there is another level that we can identify and help them get into. I'm not talking about just ambitious growth businesses. It could be, so the ambition could be that, quite often I've gone into businesses where, the owners are getting on a bit and they want to start, handing over or selling the business. So that's their next level. So the next level could be anything. It could be a big move. It could be technology change. I've been in many businesses where the landscape of their industry has changed, and it's changed forever, and they've been doing it the same way or doing the same thing the same way for a while, and they're going, we're not really sure what to do next because they're in it. So that outside perspective can be really valuable. Now going back to that, it's not like, so an outside perspective of a specialist working in their sweet spot is actually quite incredible. And we've all experienced that kind of, whether it's a waitress or a waiter in a restaurant or someone behind the counter at a hotel or a taxi driver that's brought you where you want and made it an interesting trip or
take the number, don't you?
When you meet people that are kind of inspired by what they're doing, they really are good at it, they take a certain pride in it, you kind of like, I think we're always taken aback by that. And I think if you can have your business and your team working and experiencing that and their clients experiencing that, then you've got something really, really special.
It's just another way of looking at your business in a different way that you'd never... It's lovely when you've got that thing in BeCollaboration, haven't we, where you've got the square and the circle and the cylinder, and you can look at the three things, but somebody else coming in from the outside looking in can go, what about that bit? Like, I haven't even seen that bit. Just...
quite often I go into businesses and I say, why don't we just do all the stuff you should be doing anyway?
And see what happens.
And then I'll add some new things, because even if you did the things you should be doing, that will make a difference. But there'll be things that and now this is going to get a little bit wordy, but in our lives there are things we know and there are things we know we don't know. So I know how to drive, and I think I'm pretty good at driving. Opinions are split, but I know I can't do brain surgery. So don't let me open up your head and get in there, right? Because I know I can't do that. So those are the world that most people operate in, is turning what they don't know into something they do know. So it's gathering knowledge, gathering understanding. I don't know how to do something, I'll go and learn how to do it. Now, there are a lot of things that we know that we should do that we don't do. And there are a lot of things that even if we knew how to do it, it wouldn't make any difference. And a really simple example of that, we all know how to get fit, and we all know how to lose weight.
Yeah.
Yet that knowledge doesn't seem to make the difference. There's something else at play. So within businesses, what we start to look at is what they don't know that they don't know. Right? They don't know, and they don't know they don't know. And it could be that they have a view of staff that they never stay, they're not loyal, can't trust them, and that view is tainting their ability to develop people because they know they're already going to leave. They already know that.
It's like a handbrake on.
It's like a handbrake, and they don't know the handbrake's on. So we come in and we go, hold on a second, like that, and they go, oh, it's actually quite easy.
Yeah.
Well, it is without the handbrake, but you don't know you have a handbrake. And that could be multitude of areas. It could be, you know, I once heard a client say this, and I've heard it more than once. How do you know if a customer's lying? Their lips are moving.
Whoa.
Could you imagine that, right? Could you imagine that you're buying services of someone and their view of you is that you're a liar? And I'm not saying they're sitting there thinking that consciously, but in the background they don't trust you.
Yeah.
You know, like, or if you think about, you know, calling a plumber into your house, what's the first thing you think about? What's the first thing you think? All right, I've got a plumbing problem, I'm going to call a plumber in. What's the first concern?
Concern? I just wanted to get it done.
And then what?
How much is he going to charge?
Yeah, exactly. When's he going to turn up? How much is he going to charge? And now you feel vulnerable. Now imagine that a plumber has worked out that one of the things that he can really instill in people is that what they're about is peace of mind. Imagine they work their whole proposition. I've got a client who works his whole proposition around the concept of peace of mind. In other words, not only that they're not going to get abused, the job's going to get done, they're going to turn up on time, they're not going to messy up the carpet or kick the cat or whatever, or drop tea everywhere, and they're going to be in and out of the house, the problem is solved, and they're there if there's an ongoing problem, they'll come and solve it. So they're working from a point of view of peace of mind. Now, if you think about it, if a plumber says to you, look, before I come over there, all I'm interested in is your peace of mind. Is there anything I can tell you about our company before I come over? Ooh. You'd be like, what? Well, I've got a leak. Already you know that the guy's thinking about you as opposed to just, you know. Now, in my experience of trades, that hardly ever happens.
Yeah.
Hardly ever happens. So really, these kind of nuances change a business. And if you start developing a business owner's mindset and their people, the business transforms over time. It kind of goes from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And you know, as a butterfly, you can achieve things that you can't as a caterpillar because you've got a different view.
Yeah, different perspective. So if somebody's watching this at the moment and goes, that could be useful for my business, how would you say they should get in touch with you?
Really easy, just get in touch. You know, they can get in touch via all our usual channels. They're all on the video. But what I recommend is a conversation first, just to find out what's the pain, what's the impact on their business not resolving it. And it could be more than one thing, it usually is. And then we can, by asking questions and listening, we can say, well, these are the kind of things that we would look at, and this is how we would suggest we go forward. Now that's an initial conversation. But where Engage is really different is they may have a clear problem or clear challenge, say with HR. So if that's like the water leak.
Yeah.
You know, it's like say you want to do some decorating around your house and you want to do the garden and there's a water leak. Before we start getting on with those things, should we sort the leak out? Yeah. And then we can get on with some other things. So if they have some pressing concerns that are stopping the business functioning or hindering it, for example, like HR or health and safety, or there's I've gone into business where they've got a major accounting issue with HMRC, or they've got a major breakdown with their current supplier or something like that. If we don't resolve those things, then the business can't function. So it's about doing what I've called joined up approach. What I've called is the right talent at the right time to make the difference in that business. So what I do is I do the triage, or we do the triage at first and find out what's the situation, and then I go to my specialist and I pull the specialists out on who can make the biggest difference for that given time, effort and money. Now the specialism in Engage is the due diligence we've done with our specialists. So that's what we've done, a lot of that work within BeCollaboration, but also, you know, I've worked with some of the people that I would bring in for 2 decades, some of them longer. So I've got a good understanding of what they do, I know what they're charging, I know what they would want their client to provide them.
What value they can bring.
Yeah.
And what their sweet spot is.
What their sweet spot is,
Their
exactly.
ikigai.
Yeah.
So obviously we've got our core team around BeCollaboration, around Engage from BeCollaboration, the community. But if you're watching this as a collaborator and you're thinking, I've only just got involved with BeCollaboration, they might not know what my sweet spot is and they might not know how good I am at A, B or C. Get in touch as well, because it really is good to know that we've got a plethora of people that we can choose from as and when the situation arises that we need those specialist skills. So again, get in touch with you specifically.
Can I just cover some of the specialist skills?
Yes,
we've kind of got these 4 main areas. One is coaching and consultancy for breakthrough performance. So we're calling it. So our descriptor is empowering business breakthrough. And then we use different skill sets to make that happen. So within the coaching consultancy bit, that's what we're aiming for. Finance is always something that comes up. So business. So we have a small panel at the moment of FDs, finance directors, and also within that team there are fundraising specialists. So if you're looking to raise funds for your business, whether that's borrowing or equity funding, you're going to give away a percentage of your business to take on that funding, and you're ready. So the other thing with the Engage team, we can help businesses prepare them for investment, which is really important. There's a lot of things that have to happen. I'm going to cover some of those things in a minute. So yeah, business growth, consultancy, and then we're splitting that into 2 areas. One is personal performance, peak performers like, racing drivers, celebrities, individuals, and then obviously businesses and teams. And then the finance aspect, and then we've got what we call our complementary skills. So they'll be where we bring in our HR specialist, our video, website designer, those other skill sets, so we can complement and support. And absolutely. And so, if you're not working in a collaborative way, what we do is we instill a collaborative thinking in the business owner, so they can start thinking of their business. Not like they have to do it as a lone ranger, but they can start to build a team around them that, whatever that level that is, a bit like you can. So one of the things that was, finance director's going to cost me a fortune. I said, well, not if you only need them once a quarter. Your finance director can come in, do a finance director meeting with you once a quarter, prepare the figures, and that's what you need. That's what you need. I know businesses that need in-house, full-time FDs and a team of people. So it's about finding the right solution for that specific business and where it's at, which is again quite nuanced. Nuanced. I couldn't spell it.
Nuanced with a N.
No.
And what other areas you cover? You've got the finance, so it's just 3 main areas.
Yeah, 3 main areas. Business, basically coaching, consultancy, one-on-one, peak performers or businesses. Finance, so that whole finance, raising funds, FD services, those kind of things. And then the complementary businesses, i.e. the web designers. And then finally, we're putting this together. This is something that's going to take probably a little bit longer to do, but our online offerings. So online coaching, online courses, everything from style and image to sales training. So if you're not looking for that one-on-one, or you don't run a sort of like a larger business that can afford to pay the money that the benefit of the consultancy gives them, so it pays its way. So any consultancy should pay for itself. Yeah. But if you're a smaller business or a start-up, or you want to work on your own, online or offline, those offerings are in the pipeline as well.
Yeah. Coming soon.
So, yeah.
That sounds about right. So I think Engage has come of its time, hasn't it? Now that BeCollaboration has this amazing community and again, if you're interested in coming along to any of those meetings, they're once a week for the month, different venues across the southeast. Go to becollaboration.com and you'll find all the dates there. If you're interested in connecting with us online, there's a mighty network for BeCollaboration. Go and find that and meet a lot of the people on there. Or go to our Facebook group, Journey of Possibility, and you can have a chat with a lot of people who are interested in collaboration, and our collaborators hang out on there as well. So thank you. I think that's pretty succinct. Anything else you want to say that I've missed off?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm always on the hunt for talent. I'm always looking for people who are great at what they do, are passionate about what they do, and are interested in joining up with other people, that are like-minded, like-hearted, and starting that journey. So, like Gill said, if you're interested in finding out more about BeCollaboration, what goes on there, I think the platform's a great place to start, to kind of dip your toe in. Attend a meeting as soon as you can, as soon as you feel that's right for you. But get in touch and say, look, this is what I'm really good at. And we can start that conversation. And also, if you run a business and you've got some pains, which I think is part of the territory, give us a call. And a very easy 15-minute chat to just kind of gauge where you're at, manage expectations. If we want to meet, we'll meet, and we'll take it from there.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye. Did you like the tree?
You should
I'm sure it's
be
moving
logos
something rustling.
at the back.
Take care, everyone. Bye.